Cool. So welcome everybody. This is Real Kilovoltage on Radix Radio, um, kind of a radio station to support the Radix community, get to know creators, developers, kind of innovators in the space. It's associated with RadixDLT.com, which is the website for Radix Web3 protocol for decentralized finance. Has a lot of advanced features, sharding, scalability, atomic composability at scale and speed. But today we're here to talk with Bobcat Society, Baron and Lynx about their project they're working on, and also about their transition, which is really unique from Solana chain. So if you guys could say hello, and we'll take it from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kilo, for having us on, and really excited to be on Radix Radio. And we really appreciate the things that you do for the XRD space. So just as a quick introduction, I am obviously speaking from the Bobcat Society and Council. I'm Bobcat Baron, and I'm a co-founder of this project. And then Lynx can give his introduction as well.
Hey, I'm Lynx, based off the Bobcat scientific name Lynx Rufus. I'm based in U.S. and just happy to be here and appreciate you having us up.
Thanks, dude. That's cool. I didn't realize that was a scientific name. So where are you guys based from specifically? I'm like in the kind of like Southwest United States, like Sonoran Desert sort of area. Are you both from the U.S. or are you from all over?
East for me, Midwest, my bad. Eastern time for me, and then go ahead, Baron.
Yeah, so I'm actually in Europe. I'm in London, so in BST time. So we're actually different time zones.
So we have good representation. That's awesome. There are people from all over the whole world, man. It's really fascinating. I'm talking to people from Hong Kong or India or wherever. So that's cool that you're from both places. Can you tell us about your briefly about your start into crypto and what led you to where you're at now?
Yep. So that's a great question. And just before we go on to that point, just want to say one thing we did notice about the Radix community is it's the geographic area where people are based is totally different to where people were based in Solana. Solana was very US heavy, and here you've got a lot of people in Europe, especially Western Europe. So it's quite a refreshing change, especially for me.
That is really cool. It is like really international. Every time I talk to someone, first thing I ask them is like, what time zone works for you? And it could be like, I have one coming up in like 2 weeks based out of New Zealand. And it's like Monday morning for this person and Sunday afternoon for me, or it might be Saturday and, Thursday for someone. It's just totally different. And it's really refreshing to see like it's truly a global community.
No, definitely. And it's very good for me as well, because a lot of people here are based in Europe. I'm based in Europe, so the time zone works quite well for me.
How did you guys get to be friends?
It's a great question as well. So basically, obviously we were on Solana beforehand, and we trade a lot in NFTs just personally, buying and selling, buying and holding. So we actually met through NFT trading group on Discord, and essentially, basically, we were quite new to it, so we decided to help each other out. A lot of people on Solana aren't as helpful as here. You don't understand like the acronyms people use, like say, for example, Magic Eden is the main marketplace, and some people call it ME. And I was quite confused, so I messaged in the chat, what's ME? And Lynx actually DM me and said, okay, I can tell you're quite new. ME is Magic Eden. So from there, then I had like questions, and he was always helpful in answering them. And then from there, we just started to foster like a good relationship and a good friendship.
Yeah, no, definitely. And yeah, you said getting into crypto as well. Financial freedom and all that kind of hooked me, like looking into it. And then what kind of keeps me around is meeting people like Baron, from different around the world, and everything is just really awesome. And the communities that you're talking to and the people, and that's what makes you really stay, like in my opinion. And me and Baron are always comparing our countries and stuff and what's different and all that, so it's pretty awesome. Really glad we became friends, and started something awesome.
So what led you guys originally to go to Solana when you first, was that your first chain that you were involved in, like Solana?
Yep. So we traded on Solana, just buying and selling NFTs. So for us, naturally, after being there for a couple of months, and we know how quick the space moves, so we sort of picked up the techniques to look for in like projects to buy and sell, where to make profit, what projects wouldn't work too well. So from there, um, we sort of got together and we thought, okay, first we just sort of floated the idea as a joke. Oh, it would be fun to launch a project on Solana. But then every time you sort of said that joke, it started to get a bit more serious, and then we're thinking, okay, maybe we can actually do this. We can sort of understand what people are looking for, what we're looking for. So from there, it sort of came across, and then we got serious, and then we started to like set up weekly calls and team meetings, and yeah, from there, then we sort of started really, really properly.
What's your background like as it relates to the project? What do you guys have each as your role in the project?
I'm also the co-founder and the artist, so I do a lot of the art, and then I guess dev work we kind of work together on. And then Baron, you can go ahead.
And then yeah, so also the co-founder. But essentially with me, it's more so leading through the marketing, the community management. Lynx obviously does do the community management too, but it's more so obviously getting to know the space that we're in, the people that we're in, their feeling, their thoughts, any concerns that they have, so that then we can revise our strategy as well. Because the space moves really quick and it's important to adapt.
Sure. How would you say the community compares to Radix? I had some. I didn't really do a lot of trading on Solana, but I have had some of their coins in the past. But I've never really had gotten involved with like their people. I understand that Radix people are super nice. Is kind of the impression I got from you guys, and that's definitely been my experience. But would you say there's a difference in the communities?
Yeah, there's honestly a huge difference, I would say. I mean, coming over to Radix is like just so much different when it comes to the quality of people and the conversations and just how they act in general. It's more of a positive kind of small neighborhood vibe, which is, Solana is more like, let's say you're in a bigger city, there's a lot more people, like, there's alleyways that you just don't go down. There's just those kind of people out in the community. And coming over to Radix, there's like no one's that's really been, having any bad attitude or a negative energy.
So like my take on Solana, and you can tell me if this isn't accurate. It's kind of like a single, large, unsharded chain. It's very centralized. Maybe it has a large. I mean, I say large, but like let's say 40 something percent, inside investors possibly. Um, I think Solana is actually against sharding. Like they believe that you're sacrificing security to get the kind of speed that Radix is hoping to get. And I don't necessarily agree with that, obviously, because I support Radix, but it is an argument you commonly hear against Radix. But I feel like Dan is proving that he can maintain speed and security and atomic composability. But sorry, to get back to Solana. So you had an actual incident with them that kind of led you to come over here. Can you give us the backstory on kind of as you were preparing to launch, and then what happened to you guys, and then maybe after we kind of talk about your conversion to Radix, we can get into your NFT attributes a little more and about the actual project.
No, it's a great question. So for us, especially with the growth in Solana NFTs recently, and just the recent integration with OpenSea, we saw a huge boom come into Solana NFTs, and the space grow exponentially. A huge project that launched there was OK Bears, and with these big projects, what happened was obviously the network would crash, like the whole network would come down, where the TPS would be 1 to 2 TPS. And people would obviously, just because of the financial incentive, they would use minting robots on these mints, and that would just crash the network. And a similar sort of thing happened to us. We spent almost $5,000 of our own money to invest in the marketing, invest in the launchpad, invest in obviously the whitelist token as well, because on Solana everyone wants to make money, so everyone charges you for every single thing. So we launched. We were just about to launch, and just prior to launch, the Solana network went down, and everyone in our Discord started to open tickets. We had 500 tickets in the space of like a few minutes. Everyone complaining, "What is this? What's going on?" And obviously that led to obviously our rep being damaged. And through no fault of our own, we did all our due diligence. We got the right launch pad. We got the whitelist token, and then obviously that left a very sour taste in our mouths, and it really got us considering whether it was the right decision to launch on Solana and to go ahead, because at that point in the mint, only a few people had minted who managed to get through after 50, 60 failed transactions. So we just decided to hold the mint there and then just to reconsider. And then we spoke about me and Lynx over a call, and we said, okay, at that point we didn't know whether to launch on another chain or not, but we said it's not sustainable to launch on Solana. So we just halted the mint there, and then we said we need to reconsider um, where we need to go with Bobcat Society.
How did you make the decision to know where to go from that point? What kind of led you in that direction?
Yep. So from there, essentially, you mentioned obviously Solana and the technology behind Solana. I'll be honest with you, with Solana, we were just in it for obviously the money. Within the NFT space, when we originally got into the space, we didn't believe in the technology itself. It wasn't a crypto I invested in and say kept in my ledger. But I knew about Radix. Lynx didn't know about Radix. Just through obviously doing some research, especially on the Reddit subreddit cryptocurrency. People don't seem to like it too much, but one
Yeah.
person one person commented on it, and then I just went on the subreddit, and it was a very, very small subreddit. So I went in and saw people talking about obviously all the experience that the team had. So I personally have like a bag of Radix, even while I was in Solana, just to like hold for the long term. So I came across that article, if you guys have encountered it, why your NFTs aren't safe apart from on Radix. It was about
Oh
Bored
yeah.
Ape
Huge.
thing. Yeah, exactly. So I read that article, and I didn't know Radix NFTs were a thing, despite being invested in Radix. So that got me like to search on Twitter, Radix NFT, XRD, and I saw a lot of scorpions pop up, and I was like, where are these scorpions? I've never seen this. And everyone's saying, okay, XRD Moon, XRD this, and everyone's got a picture of a scorpion. So I said, okay, let's search scorpions, Radix, and then it turns out there was this huge, huge project of 10,000. And I said, okay, where I completely missed this, a whole 10,000 supply project, which even on Solana is huge, has sold out on this chain. And then from there, we did our research and we said, okay, it's a handful of projects here. It's great technology because I already know through my obviously research in investment. So we said maybe it's a no-brainer to come across her and build her.
That's awesome, dude. So the day that things went down for you, was that like the day of your launch pretty much?
Yeah, it was literally on our launch day. We had our mint. I think it was at 5 p.m. Eastern, so quite late for me actually. And just I think it was around 2 to 3 minutes, or maybe even 4 minutes before the network crashed. No, I'm not gonna say it's because of our mint. It could have been, it could have not been. I'm not one to speculate, but yeah, the whole network went down, and
Sure.
with that, it was just, and it was a constant occurrence a few days before as well. But we were just hoping the network would go through when it came time for our mint, but didn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure from my perspective, like what the reasons are that it goes down, but I'm sure it doesn't help, the centralized nature of it. Um, what is your experience with others like Solana community members? Did you talk to any people about that? Are they like supportive of you? Are they cool, or are they angry, or how are they handling all that?
So we've had a very, very mixed bag. Most of the investors, like say the people who buy and sell NFTs, they were quite confused and didn't quite understand, especially with the financial incentive of launching on Solana. Just to give you guys an idea, when we were launching, our mint price was just below 1 Solana. At that time, the price of Solana was just, I think, $100 or just above $100. And here, obviously, we're launching at, I think, a couple of dollars a piece. So a few of the
Sure.
people didn't understand. They were quite angry. They said, what is this? Like, I was looking forward to this. I grinded for whitelists and all that sort of stuff. So those people were not too happy, being honest. But what sort of surprised us and me and Lynx is we got a lot of DMs from other projects on Solana and like smaller unknown projects, not like a bigger project, saying, "What is XRD? Why are you guys moving to XRD? What's your motivation?" And with that, actually, and it's quite an exciting thing because I know a lot of eyes are on us for a few projects, not just on Solana, on other chains like Cardano
Sure.
as well. So for us, it's sort of we're sort of the trial run. They're seeing us as the trial run, seeing how well do we come across, how easy was it for us to change, and we're in communication with these projects, and they're thinking, okay, if your one goes well, then we might consider also changing across. So the
Yeah.
response was totally different. The creators of other projects, they were quite happy and they were quite interested, and they were a bit peculiar about why we changed. But the actual investors and the buyer and sellers, they weren't too happy, truthfully.
Yeah, sure. Bravo for you guys, man. That's a lot of guts to switch chains like that. I'm very impressed that you guys did that and that you're doing it, man. Like it's good to follow your own instinct, and I think you're on the right track, obviously, and a lot of people in the community do. And that's interesting to think about what you're saying. Like if we're going to have some kind of influx of people based on your success or failure, which I think you're going to do really well. And to kind of segue onto that point, tell us about the project a little bit and how many. I want to know everything that you want to say about it, but also specifically to like, what's your? Well, let's just go open ended. Tell me about your project, and then I'll ask you some questions.
Okay. Yeah, we're a collection of 4,444 bobcats. We have around 45 attributes, like including backgrounds and everything. And each one is one of one with unique traits. It's a percentage-based roadmap. We do aim to safeguard bobcat habitats, so we are focusing on 1% of all of our proceeds going to charity, which we'll have, once we get our holders, we'll have a couple charities and we'll do like a poll and kind of figure out, kind of makes the community feel better when they're helping pick their charity as well, because we can't obviously do anything without everyone's help. We do have bulk discounts. Just kind of jumping into that, just really quick, 10% off for 10 to 24 mints, 20% off to 25 to 49 mints, and then 30% off 50 plus. Also, just to kind of help, we're going for 75 XRD per mint, just to make it a little bit more affordable. We've kind of went around and did a basis of all of their projects, what they're minting at, what their prices are, and kind of see where we can fit in just perfectly, where we can also have enough proceeds, to build coming into Babylon and everything else, tools wise coming into the future.
And is it 4,000 some odd 4,000 the total, or will you be keeping some aside for like donations or special projects? And if so, will those be like a part of the main group, or is that a separate group of NFTs?
We do plan to have a separate for like collabs. So we've talked to a few projects about a couple special collab customized bobcats, or if it's on their side, they would use like some of our traits or something. And we do some giveaways with that. We do plan to hold back, I believe, up to 40 of them of just like giveaways and such like that as well.
Do you know what the final number will be like when all the giveaways and the projects reach its full capacity, or maybe you don't have that number yet?
Yeah, no. So out of the 4,444 supply, 44 is done for giveaways. We didn't want to do too many because we didn't want to dilute the supply. So 4,400 will actually go on sale. And any of these collabs that we have will be on a separate token ID, just to keep it consistent, because that's how things are done in Solana. So we thought it'd be better to have a separate supply, but we don't plan on having too many of those as well. At max, we will have a separate 100 Bobcats that are custom made for
Cool. So you'd never
collaboration.
have like more than 5,000 per se, then, which is like half of what a lot of projects are doing on Radix. So that'd be pretty bullish sign.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we did notice, and it was a big surprise for us because the community is still in its infancy. It's a small community. it's got that neighborhood vibe. So we were really
Yeah.
surprised with projects of 10,000 selling out. So it was like we could have easily gone for a 10,000 supply project, but we didn't think it was right with the state of the community at the
awesome,
moment.
Yeah, that, and we want to build a stronger, more tight circle of people so we can do a lot of cross chain promotion, which we're going to be focusing on like crazy after minting and everything.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. How I saw that on your website, which is just looking here, bobcatsociety.com. How is the cross chain promotion plans going? What are your thoughts on what you're going to do with that when that time comes?
So I mentioned earlier, we're actually still in conversations with a few projects about coming across the XRD. I think a lot of it is dependent on seeing obviously how our mint goes, and we're obviously
Sure.
using Radix Marketplace too. And they want to see, obviously, right now it's very, very manual based. I know Radix Kickstart, and I think there was one more. I think Radix Scan. They had some sort of automated system, but it's still very early, so people are still quite hesitant to come across.
Yeah.
And then after, yeah, sorry, yeah, after the mint, we're going to be hosting. Obviously, we're going to be on more Twitter Spaces, bringing awareness. We're still in Discord groups, we're still in Discord chats, and then we'll have tangible evidence saying, okay, look, we've moved across to Radix. This has been our success. We've seen that the community is there to help, and then obviously the big advantage of being this early is you've got a first mover advantage. So we'll sort of brand it across as that. If you come across the Radix now, you have that big advantage. You're minting even before Babylon. That's how early you are. So those are our sort of plans. And actually, we didn't actually announce this anywhere, and we're not going as Bobcat Society. We're just going as individual investors just interested in the NFT space. So I'm actually going across to New York for the NFT New York, just to learn a bit more about the space and sort of shill XRD a bit. But I'm not gonna go as wearing a Bobcat Society jumper or t-shirt. But I just want to go and learn a bit more about the space because we're here like for the long term, and we just want to learn a bit more about the space and what people on other chains are also looking for, and what sort of entices people to buy NFTs in the first place and to hold them for the longer term.
That's bullish, man. Awesome. Any restrictions on commercial rights if you own a Bobcat and you want to use it for a T-shirt or a business or anything like that?
No, so we have full commercial rights to the holders of the NFT for as long as they hold them. As soon as obviously they sell that NFT, then that commercial right goes to the new owner or the new individual at this moment in time.
Gotcha. And would you be randomly distribution, or will people pick their Bobcats off of a site, or how will that drop be initiated?
We plan to go with random distribution.
That's like coming up soon too, right? Like this week sometime?
I'm not sure if we can say an exact date yet. How do you feel, Baron? But
sorry, I didn't mean the distribution date, but I mean your sale begins this week. Is that true? Because we kind of moved it up to kind of get you guys out in front of that.
yeah, this week. Yeah, we do. We do plan to have our mint. We're still working with, Alan and Rippy, and just seeing where we can go in the right time and the right day. We want everything to be, going perfectly smooth, and everyone to have a good first time going on this marketplace as well.
And just to add, with the random selection, I know on Radix a lot of people like to do pick selections, but the reason for us going for random, and one thing like I was quite keen on say on any other chain where you're minting, I think it's more fair if you have random selection because everyone has a chance to get the number one, the most rarest Bobcat, the most rarest Scorpion, um, whatever NFT you're looking to buy, right? Not just the first person who's on the website who happens to, I don't know, luckily have a chance or be awake or just be in the right situation at the right time. So I think it was fair to have random selection, um, where everyone can have the equal chance of minting the most rarest Bobcat. And then if anyone does want a specific Bobcat, they can obviously trade off to market for it.
Do you guys did I see something on your website that you're going to have a DAO of some kind?
Yep, that's correct. So we're going to set aside 50% of our royalties solely for the DAO. And what we'll do with the DAO is obviously with asking our holders on what projects they would like to obviously purchase for our DAO. purchase those, and in a way, obviously helping the Radix community too. And what we do want to try and promote is minting projects that benefit directly the creator holders. So say projects that haven't sold out yet, rather than say buying aftermarket. Obviously, that helps to stimulate the growth, but we want to help those project creators directly and sort of bring our funding through there. But obviously, at the end of the day, the community chooses; they are the holders and they have the rights to choose. But we're going to try and promote buying projects that are actually minting direct rather than aftermarket sales.
That's awesome, man. Very nice of you. One last question that we have had experiences, and I'm sure other chains have too, where you buy a project and then you find out after the fact, like this art was based on something that was maybe not what you were thinking when you made your purchase. Like it was based off of a template piece of art or something. Can you say that your art is fully original? Like it's all created by you guys?
Yeah, I can fully confirm that it's all created by me, and it's very unique. I'm not sure. I can't speak on Bobcat projects in general, but I don't really think there's a lot of them, to be honest, and especially the art like ours.
Sounds great, man. Anything you want to tell the community or anybody that's listening before I kind of open up to questions?
Just wanted to say, obviously, appreciate we've been a bit cagey on the release date, but yeah, just wanted to obviously highlight our sale will be on radixmarketplace.com. We appreciate this is going to be the first sort of sale by using a launchpad. We're a bit cautious on it, but I think it was needed for the growth of the space, and hopefully going forward the marketplace can improve and there'll be one hopefully central marketplace where people buy and sell NFTs. And in that way, our understanding was obviously to sort of improve the transparency, to have dynamic floor prices, to see exactly how much Radex is transacted within say X amount of hours or 24 hours. So for us, it was a scary decision to make, but one I think was quite important for us to make and so spearhead the fact that we'll be the first people to do so. And obviously, with that, there's the full risk on launch day. Maybe it doesn't work out well for us. Hopefully not.
Yeah, we
We're
don't want that
hoping
to
that
happen to you again.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say thank you for the amazing welcome. Like it's been awesome, and it just makes us want to work harder and bring more to the table, raise the standards for XRD and Radix NFT community, and we generally want to get more people in here and help out because it's such a great community. It's what we've experienced so far, and everyone's willing to help, and it just makes it a great place to be here and learn, especially just grinding on Twitter or being in telegrams. It's awesome just to see and be here early because we know the like how much we can progress with this community that's already here.
Yeah, dude, I think I can express on behalf of the community. We'll let them speak too, but we're really happy to have you here too. I don't represent Radix by any way. I'm just a dude that loves Radix and likes to talk to people and help out the community. But I feel like everyone probably agrees that we're happy to have you guys, and it's nice to see that people are responding to like the innovations that are going on with Radix. So thanks for coming here, man, and I'm glad you got a warm welcome. It's a great community.
Hey, that means a lot. We're always happy to come up here and talk anytime.
Yeah, awesome, dude. So let's get some questions in here then. Lee, my man, I'm gonna bring you up here. Lee is a captain, I believe, from the UK, if I recall. Go ahead, Lee.
Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Brilliant. Evening, guys. Yeah, I'm from the UK, just driving back to work. I jumped in halfway through the spaces, unfortunately, so I only caught half of it. But I'll catch up with the rest of it when I get back to the hotel. So I just wanted to say happy Sunday to everybody, and welcome to Radix. It's amazing to have new projects, NFTs, like-minded people on board with the community. I'm just another fanatical Radix community member. And yeah, I got a couple of questions. I have one NFT. Off the top of my head, I'm sorry, I can't remember which one. But I'm very, very keen to get a couple of these Bobcats. They sound cool. Would I be right in believing that I may have seen a promotion on Twitter, a competition, a retweet of Bobcats, or was that another Radix NFT project? Can someone confirm that or deny it?
Hey Lee, thanks for joining and thanks for asking the question. Yeah, that's right. So we're hosting a giveaway, which I believe will end now in 24 hours time, or maybe just about 24 hours, where if you retweet, and I believe it's tag a friend and like the tweet, we'll use Twitter Picker, which is a random selector, to pick whoever is the winner. And then on mint day, we'll give you access to obviously mint your one in advance, or we'll do a cashback system. We're still working on that with Radix Marketplace. But yeah, so I think you've got 24 hours to enter if you haven't already. So yeah, I can confirm.
Brilliant, brilliant. I think I have, but I will make it a priority to double check when I get back to the hotel. Just driving to Liverpool in the UK. And what launch pad would you guys be launching on? Can you disclose that yet, or is that not been disclosed yet? I'm just trying to pick up where the space is started. So I do apologise if you have already mentioned that.
No worries at all. So we're actually launching with the launchpad RadixMarketplace.com. The website is obviously still in draft, is still building on the website. That's how sort of early we are. So yeah, we're going to be launching on their website, and the minting will also be done on their website rather than any sort of manual process. Hopefully, as automatic as possible.
Fantastic. I thought that was the case, but I didn't want to make assumptions, so I just thought I'd ask. Great stuff. Well, yeah, looking forward to you guys launching this product. It sounds really promising, and I have to say, it takes some balls to do what you guys do, and I fully understand the litigations and the risks and the rewards on launch day, and so I really hope that you have a very successful launch, and welcome on board. Thank you. That was just my question, and have a good Sunday, gentlemen, ladies.
Hey, thank you so much. That means a lot.
Thanks, Lee.
Appreciate having you.
Oh, and drive safely. Really appreciate your questions. And if anyone else has any other questions, and if they don't want to come up and ask them now, that's fine. Feel free to obviously drop them on the Telegram, or even if you want to message me or Lynx, or even message our Twitter account. We're more than happy to answer any questions you have if you don't want to come up on the space and ask them as well.
I have one last question. Feel free to raise your hand if anyone has a question. But in the meantime, as far as getting the discount, is that performed by the marketplace, or is that something you have to manually do if you're going to buy like more than one? Like, was it 10 or more?
Yeah. So at this moment in time, from our conversations with Radix Marketplace, it seems that it'll be an automatic process. If it isn't an automatic process, then what we'll do is really do a cashback system where if a person has obviously done the tiers of the purchasing, then we'll obviously refund them their Radix with no charge to them.
Is there any cap on maximum purchase? Because we do have issues too with rarely, but it happens that someone will come in and buy like 50% of the supply. Is there any kind of a ceiling that you don't want people to go over that you're going to restrict them on?
I think, sorry, Lynx, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, at the moment, I believe we planned, right, Baron, to not have a limit and just kind of see how it goes. But I didn't even heard of someone buying 50%. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
I'll just warn you, bro, because I don't know, man. Like it does happen, so keep it in mind, because it can be a great thing, you could sell out like in a day or even an hour, but at the same time you might have one guy holding a large portion of your project, and that can scare people a little bit. So just keep it in mind. I would think that the community would probably agree that they're a little worried about that based on some past experiences, but it's up to you, man. Whatever you guys think.
No, that's a great point. And to be honest, we didn't expect anyone to buy 50% of our supply. We did want obviously a diverse group, because with a diverse group we can run the DAO in that manner too. But one thing I will say, and one thing that we're sort of keen on as personal crypto investors as well, we sort of say we want to be decentralized, and we want to allow the market to run things and people to run things rather than have a centralized structure. So I think that's why we sort of went with that. But I completely understand your concerns, and it's definitely one point to consider just prior to launch as well.
Cool. Zaz, what's up, bro? Did you want to speak?
Yeah, I just I'm very excited about this. I think it's really cool that you guys are launching on the marketplace. So I'm kind of like gearing up to get my discount on a larger buy, and I just wanted to like kind of chime in on that. That I personally I do think it's a really good idea to limit, because sometimes you get a whale, maybe had a few tequila shots, come in and buy a ridiculous amount, and it's just good for decentralization. It's good for the community to kind of limit that. And so I see, some projects will say, well, 250 is kind of like a decent limit to put on there. So that's my personal preference as someone who's kind of participated a bit in the Radix ecosystem and seen that can happen. It can be tempting, especially when you have a project that is like enticing long term. So
Yeah, your
Hey, thank
project
you.
in particular, because of the nature of how you got here, I think it definitely is like a bullish signal to people to want to hold some. So I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get some large whale activity.
No, that means a lot. We're definitely listening to the community and have some team meetings and go from there. But you said just getting like a community member perspective. You think like a 250 limit?
that's been one that I've seen. I can't remember a few others, like Meta Whale Circle is doing 250 right now. I can't remember what. I think the Buffs did that as well, and I think the reason is that people like over time with each project, we've sort of learned from small mistakes made, like in Abandoned Scorpions, Scrap Life, Forever. Um, there,
Scrap life.
there were just there were some issues that I think we learned from. Like one was that allowing people to choose specific NFTs. I think a lot of people in the community don't like that. We realize that it's important to randomize them. There was a recent NFT launch where one person buys every single Halo, and that's not good for the community. And also just kind of limiting 250 to me seems like a decent number. Maybe it can be higher than that. I forget what do you have 7,000? But
I think it's 4,444 maybe.
okay.
Yeah, 4,444. Yeah, we definitely appreciate that, and we'll bring that into some team meetings we have coming up.
Yeah, I can speak from. I was recently at a CryptoPunks conversation, and there was a whale over there that I was talking to, and he said, I was like, "Hey, bro, you got a lot of punks," and he's like, "Yeah, I tried to get 50%, and they kicked me back, and only gave me like 10% of the whole collection." But there's definitely people that have that interest. So thank you for taking that into consideration.
Yeah, of course. Anything that listens to the community.
Anybody else have any questions, or Zaz, did you want to say anything else?
No, that's great. I'm excited for sure.
Just want to say thank you, Zaz, for bringing that to our attention. We'll definitely take into consideration, and thank you for your question as well. Always appreciate the questions and the insights from the community.
Awesome, guys. Well, it's been a great chat. I'm glad we got to get you in early to time with your launch. It's going to be an exciting week. And thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate you guys. Thanks all the community coming out and supporting me. And love you guys. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.